we witnessed a Doncic domination in a must-win Game 2 at home, and things got heated between the Pacers and the Bucks. This is playoff basketball, so we gotta start in LA, where Ant continued his antics towards Luka after that 3-point celly that circled the world from Game 1. Edwards walked through the Lakers shoot-around before the game just to ask Doncic for a basketball like he's the ball boy. Luka was laughing at that, but when the game started, he meant all business.
In the regular season series, 3 of the 4 games were decided. That's a bank shot from distance, and Doncic cans it. And here comes Doncic, doubling. 37 for Doncic. Game 1 to the hole. Just glides for 2. He's got a quick 11.
Edwards, McDaniels, Randle, no matter who was guarding him, Luka was scoring with ease. And when he fired his second 3 in a row, he stared right at Minny's bench.
Luka for 3. Doncic with 14 first quarter points. Timeout, Minnesota.
Doncic single-handedly outscored the T-Wolves 16-15 in the first quarter, and the Lakers were rolling to a 19-point lead. You could tell he was out for revenge. The hunt continued in the second quarter as well. Too big for Jaden.
5-time first-team All-NBA. This is a mid-range shot which he cams over McDaniels.
And too smart for Rudy.
Again has Gobert. They're hunting him. Doncic will dance, lean, fire, and hit.
And gave him the Larry Bird fake.
Man, he always cooks Gobert when he gets the chance. It's like Rudy is his favorite toy. And when he got bored from scoring, he started throwing dimes.
6.5 in the half. LeBron caught and fouled. Doncic fakes the 3. McDaniels is right there. Driving hard. Oh, look away! Scoop, and Finney Smith is there. What a feed by Doncic.
The no Luka special to the cutting Finney Smith for the dunk, and the Lakers are up by 22. However, the Wolves responded with an 8-0 run, and Rudy got his little payback here by stripping the ball from Doncic and finishing on the other end with this weird-looking layup. Edwards closed the first half with an amazing move to narrow the gap to 15.
Edwards will dance. Hachimura's on him. He'll accelerate and take it in. Man, he is tough to corral, like smoke in the air.
And for the first bucket in the second half, Ant-Man exploded over Hayes.
Hachimura wearing another kind of mask. Here Edwards! He took it in hot and high! Oh, he got up there! Woo! Wow!
Edwards throws down an epic poster on Jackson. This is unbelievable. Look at LeBron's instant face reaction. He was in awe, fired out from his previous play, and continued chipping away at the deficit.
Steals 3, Edwards bucket.
On the other end, check out LeBron yelling at the refs for calling a foul on Randle right when he found Rui inside for an easy 2. I feel you, and James is probably the only one who can get out without a tech on this one. And after Edwards scored some more points to cut LA's lead to 11, JJ Redick had enough and went ballistic on his players. Wow, I love JJ's passion for the game. This seemed to be just what the Lakers needed because
There's the switch they wanted with Gobert on Luka.
Doncic, a burst, a feed. Dorian Finney-Smith with a 3. Doncic will chisel. Feed, Reeves, corner, Finney-Smith. Oh! Rebound, LeBron. 7-0 Laker run, timeout Minnesota.
a 10-0 blitz in less than 2 minutes by LA, and the lead is back up to 20. This leads us to an awfully long delay of the game when the refs blew 2 whistles in LA's favor, but both got challenged and overturned by Coach Finch in a span of 16 seconds.
They're going to challenge it. Chris Finch is going to challenge the call. Reeves will drive, and the reversal knocked away inside by Randle. They're going to call the foul on Randle. He thought he had all ball, and the Timberwolves.
Therefore, it is a legal defensive play, and we have a successful challenge.
Well, the fact there's so many challenges here and being overturned, these officials, they got to get it right.
And Reggie was absolutely right at the end. There were a ton of missed calls all throughout the game on both sides on the floor. Anyway, LA maintained a 16-point lead heading into the fourth when Austin Reeves' clone hit a fadeaway jumper while the original AR was giving us a sideline insight. And look at how he paused and turned his head to witness his own swish. Now that's some paranormal activity. Then Minnesota went on a 13-3 run to cut the deficit to single digits. Julius Randle, who had an overall solid game, led the surge to announce a real battle in the closing minutes.
And he's got 4. Open 3. Randle cans it. Randle. McDaniels. No! Inside fighting. Grappling. Shot card.
Look at McDaniels locking Luka's foot with his legs after the layup, causing him to trip over and fall. This got Doncic fuming at the refs. Luckily, LeBron and Austin were there for Luka to take over when it mattered the most and fend off the Wolves' attack.
James. Reeves. In flight. Minnesota, 37% shooting. Crossover Reeves. Gobert is there. Reeves will scoop it.
And after Luka lost the ball here, James came up clutch, turning defense into offense.
They'll feed and they'll throw it away. Wolves have it. Edwards on the move. LeBron stole the ball. James with the ball. Pyle drives inside. What a play by LeBron.
This turned out to be the most crucial moment of the game, preventing an easy deuce on one end and converting for a 4-point swing on the other. LeBron finished the game with 21 points, 11 boards, and 7 assists, while Doncic was 1 assist shy of a 30-point triple-double. The Lakers even up the series in a low-scoring game, holding Minnesota to just 85 points on 38% from the field. And the Pacers held Kuzma to an infamous 0 across the board stat line in Game 1, so he wanted to prove everyone wrong and started Game 2 firing on all cylinders.
The first play drawn up for Kyle Kuzma, and he misses. He had an 0 for across the board in Game 1. Giannis sees 2, down low. Kuzma blows the layup.
Kuz was in his bag, missing 2 point-blank layups. Anyway, the Pacers were on their usual frequency, running tirelessly up and down the court and moving the ball at the speed of sound.
Miles Turner, good defense by Nembhard, who's a pest out there. Up ahead, Siakam.
Gotta get a timeout right here.
There's a switch with Lopez on Halliburton.
Oh wow, great footwork right there.
What a move.
Their fast pace caused havoc in the Bucks' defense, leading to a couple of possessions where Brook Lopez of all guys ended up on Hallie. And it didn't look good for Milwaukee. On the other end, the home crowd pulled out the clock for Giannis' free throws.
Does not want unnecessary fouls, and he wants to make sure he keeps the other team off the free throw line, keep him away from that free money.
You hear the crowd counting till 10.
Meanwhile, Halliburton made sure to drop one in Lillard's face as well.
Halliburton with Lillard in his face answers.
And he has something to say to him too. These guys had words last game. Halliburton hit that jumper.
Tyrese puts Indiana up by 13 early and the entire arena is buzzing. This rubbed the guests the wrong way because
Siakam comes down to Siakam, who got hit hard. Now the teams come together underneath the basket. Watch out for that bench. Pushing and shoving. There is clearly a dislike between the Bucks and Pacers, and it's rearing its head here in Game 2.
Man, this is turning into the biggest rivalry in the East quickly since last season. They can't stand each other, and this forced Indy to switch into higher gear.
Behind his back to McConnell. McConnell on the blow by. TJ McConnell, 14-point advantage. Porter, wild shot, hits the rim, comes out to Siakam. Siakam running with Mathurin. Mathurin off the window for 2. And that's going to force a Doc Rivers timeout.
Wow, the Pacers offense is clicking. Milwaukee really can't find a solution.
Mathurin to Halliburton. Connects from distance.
Mix up in communication on the weak side.
Halliburton over to Neesmith. He buries it.
Or the Bucks are just that bad defensively. I can't really tell.
Halliburton flying by Kuzma. Halliburton makes it a 14-point advantage.
It's getting physical in there.
Halliburton guarded by Giannis. Halliburton hezzies. Halliburton drives. Halliburton rises to the playoff occasion.
Oh my.
Indiana had control over the game and led by 15 points throughout the middle of the fourth quarter. But then something changed and Milwaukee, led by the sheer will of Antetokounmpo, starting mounting a comeback and made things interesting in the clutch.
Giannis spinning into traffic. Turner, basket interference. Give 32 now to Giannis. Nembhard takes Giannis, the step back, the fake. Off his left foot, no good. Here's Damian Lillard. Lillard in his 34th minute of action. Porter, Portis. He got it.
Giannis was everywhere, scoring, defending, grabbing offensive boards, finding teammates on the spot. Just a total takeover from him. It's a pity that his prime is passing by without a solid supporting cast. And finally, Dame Dalla answered the call late in the game.
Over to Lillard, hoist deep triple drive. He connects.
Look at your watch. You already know what time it is. It's Dame time.
An electric 13-0 stretch by the Bucks, and all of a sudden the lead is down to just 2 points. However, another defensive lapse in crunch time left Siakam all alone for the 3.
Over to Siakam, he's wide open. Siakam ends the run.
Spicy P gets the lead back to 5 with his 24th point of the night to go along with his 11 rebounds and 3 steals. And on the other end, he took on the responsibility of guarding the Greek freak.
Giannis, guarded by Siakam, spinning. Giannis, left hand, no good, tapped up. Giannis taps it around, Turner comes down with it.
Giannis swatted away Hallie's attempt as well, leading us to another confrontation.
Halliburton and Dame, they back at each other. They back at each other.
Fourth quarter from the other day.
This is what the playoffs all about. And there's nothing dirty going on. It's competitive. I don't like you. You don't like me.
So after 2 technicals on both sides, Andrew Nembhard pulled Antetokounmpo on the perimeter and decided to seal the deal.
Nembhard hoists it. Nembhard, huge three.
Nembhard hits the dagger over Giannis, giving his team an 8-point lead, which they preserved at the end. The Pacers protect home court and take a 2-0 advantage. And while I don't see a way for the Bucks to counteract Indy's offense, Doc Rivers thought completely otherwise after the game.
I guess you just start game 3 and trust that adjustments will be made and things.
We'll just see, but we'll figure it out. I'm very confident about this series.
Moving on to Oklahoma, where Memphis showed a bit more fight compared to the first game, but it still wasn't nearly enough to stand up against the dominant Thunder. Even though Shea had another below-average game by his standards, Williams, Holmgren, and OKC's bench were more than enough in this one. They outscored the Grizzlies' reserves 33-14. Also, Memphis's 14 turnovers led to 21 points for the Thunder. Ja Morant stunned everyone for a moment when he managed to block Holmgren's shot with this sky-high leap. But that was about it in another dominant win for the Thunder, who controlled the game from start to finish, leading by as many as 23 points at one stage. Unlike OKC's dominance, yesterday we witnessed 2 grueling matchups between the Nuggets and the Clippers, and New York against Detroit. Both games went down to the wire, and I got it all covered right here in this video. Click right here and talk to you in the next one. Peace out.